Hey Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. Before I talk about books, I just want to thank all of you who watched my most recent video, which was about why I can't leave Booktube. And the response was so overwhelming and unexpected. And yeah, some of the comments I intend to type up and keep them someplace that I can read them again, but I was really, really overwhelmed with your kindness to me and the just lovely things you said about my channel, and it really means so much to me. So thank you very much for that. I deliberately tried to stay away from the phone after I posted that video. And then by the time I picked the phone back up again, the comments section had kind of exploded in a good way, in a really good way. It was an explosion of kindness. And so I just want to thank you all. You helped carry me. I really felt like you were all carrying me this week. I had to make more than 100 phone calls this week. I am not exaggerating. And you know, they weren't all pleasant phone calls. And there were times where I could tell people were really struggling. And because of the kindness that you shared with me, I was able to pass a little bit of that along to some people who are just going through tough times. So, so thank you. I just was really deeply moved. Which brings me to my next point. In case you missed that video, I am going to be celebrating 5 years on Booktube at the end of this month. And I'm looking for some ideas. Like, I'm thinking of having like just one short video a day that's 5, I don't know, books I wouldn't have read without Booktube or something like that. I don't know what yet. I haven't narrowed it down. Some of you have given me some great ideas, so thank you so much for that. And we'll file them away and look at all of them and decide which ones I want to do. But I would love your feedback. I wanted to do like a poll or something on my community tab, but it's still too kind of vague and murky in my mind for me to create that. So I apologize, but I would love to know what kind of videos you'd like to see. I realize 5 days of Kelly might be too much. I'm certainly not expecting everyone to watch all of the videos, but anyway, but I would love to know what kind of videos you'd like to see for that, because I think it's pretty important to celebrate 5 years on Booktube. I feel really good about that. So, all right, on to the books. Oh, you guys, I finished Trust by Hernan Diaz, co-winner of the Pulitzer Prize this year. So because it's a Pulitzer winner, I'm going to make a special review video about that. I will just say that I did really like it. It's a really interesting book, and I think it is a worthy Pulitzer winner. So, what I'm going to try to do with my review is do a little bit at the beginning that is spoiler-free, so that you can have a sense of what the book is about, and learn a little bit more about the book itself, and then maybe we will move into a spoiler section, because there are some things about this book that are spoilery, and I don't want to ruin it for anyone, because I actually really would love to hear what you guys think about this book. It was fascinating. So I have also made a significant dent in Summer at Fairacre by Miss Reed. I think that the first Miss Reed book I actually read was Village School, which is, I believe, the first book in this series. And it was like a year in the village school life. Like, that's what that first book, Village School, that's what it was like. But Miss Reed was not a character in it. And in this book, she is the main character. She's the teacher at the school. And it's kind of in spite of the name Summer at Fairacre, it starts before Easter. And like, they don't seem to be wrapping up school. Like, it seems like even though it's June, like, school is still going on. I don't know what's happening. I'm very, and there's like a lot of characters that I don't know particularly who they are. I'm kind of just at that point. I don't know if you guys ever do this. You can tell me in the comment section if you do, but sometimes I get to a point in a book and I'm like, I'm just gonna roll with it. Like, I'm not gonna get obsessed about who these different people are. Like, I'm just gonna follow the story. And that is one of the really charming, nice things about Miss Reed books, is that, you know, you can read a little or a lot at one time, and yeah, it doesn't affect the reading experience necessarily. I'm enjoying it in spite of the fact that I'm just like, I don't know who these people are. I don't know, you know, yeah, there's just some interesting things. And it's also a bit jarring when, and obviously the author's name is not really Miss Reed, but, you know, when the author's name is also the protagonist's name, it is a bit jarring, but it's still charming. It's light. You don't need trigger warnings. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say for Miss Reed books, right? Like, they're just sweet and innocent and, like I said, charming in their own way. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my copy of this. I haven't decided if I'm going to take it to the used bookstore, my evil used bookstore, where you submit books is the only place you can use your credit. So Miss Reed is in the classics section, which is typically where I would buy a used book. I shared this, I left a comment on an Instagram post. I was going to pick up a John Grisham book. I thought, oh, that'd be fun, like for summer, right? Like, just, you know, like a good mass market paperback. It was $4. And even if you had credit in that section, you could only use $2 of credit on that book, and then you still had to pay $2. So even if you had $4 of credit, you couldn't use it all on one mass market John Grisham paperback. It's fascinating. Now, what I'm really excited about is that this weekend I am going to be starting The Sentence by Louise Erdrich, who is one of my favorite writers and also a Pulitzer Prize winning novelist. And I am going to be reading this with Sandy from Miss Reads a Lot, and I'm really excited. I did a buddy read with Sandy and I believe it's Denise at La Rosa Reads. Last summer, we read Passing together, which was excellent, but it's just such a short, tiny book. So I'm looking forward to reading something a little bit bigger with Sandy. I do have to say, in 5 years on Booktube, this is the book, at least it stands out to me as being the one that I have heard the most like polar opposite opinions on. Like, it seems very, very split up. A lot of people have told me that they want to hear what I think of The Sentence when I finish it, and I promise I will spend some time talking about this. But like I said, we're just going to be starting this weekend. Now, so I'm going to make a review video about trust. I do have another video idea that is germinating in my brain, so we'll see if I can do that. But yeah, I'm not quite sure, because I'm going to be making a bunch of videos at the end of the month. We might miss a Friday, Saturday reads, or something along those lines. So just to give you an idea of what else I might be reading in the month of June, so I came up with this idea for a high priority TBR, and it worked. I do things and they work really well for like a year, and then the next year they kind of fall apart, or maybe 2 years later they kind of fall apart. So yeah, so I started doing this thing called my high priority TBR. I think I picked 32 books for 2022 because there were so many books I wanted to read. And then I rolled over some of them to 2023 that I didn't get to. And now since then, I'm just like, what am I doing? So there will not be any rolling over for sure. And it's really like, it says in Goodreads, which you can find my Goodreads information down below if you want to see my high priority TBRs. But I initially picked 23 books for 2023. Now I think we're at like 15 books. So, most of which I am definitely going to be reading this year. So I'm not going to roll anything over. Nothing is going to roll over into 2024. But I have 2 books that were on my 2022 list. Erin from Erin Read a Book. If you're watching, yes, it's time for me to mention again The Time Traveler's Wife. I want to reread this book because when I first read it, I loved it, and I've since I made Jason, my husband, read it, and he read some passages out loud to me, which were like kind of cringy. But I just want to know for myself, like, do I still love this book, or can I let it go? Can I take it to the used bookstore or give it to one of you? I'm not sure, but I need to reread it to know. And so I didn't read it last year, but by gosh, by the end of June, I'm going to be done with this book. The other book that I really hope and plan to be done with by the end of June is The Oregon Trail by Rinker. This is my June on the Range pick. I know nonfiction isn't really part of June on the Range, of reading a Western novel, but I think The Oregon Trail has so much to say about the West, and I actually live on part of, like, not literally, like my house isn't literally on the Oregon Trail, but the Oregon Trail went through where I live, where I grew up. Yeah, so I mean, I can't tell you how many field trips and outings in my childhood that somehow were related to the Oregon Trail, okay? Anyway, so I think I can do this. I can read both of these books in June in addition to the sentence. And like I said, hopefully by the time you see this, I'll be done with Summer at Fairacre. But these books are like, they're just kind of weighing on me a little bit. So I would love to hear what you are reading. Again, give me any video ideas that you have for 5 years on Booktube. Like I said, I'm hoping to make them short little things. But I really do want to celebrate being with all of you wonderful, wonderful people. Some of you from the get-go, which is just amazing to me. So really, really excited to celebrate in a big way that milestone. And I assure you, I mean, if I wasn't confident before, I definitely, after the last video, I'm not going anywhere. I have no plans to take any breaks because this channel is absolutely essential to my life. So, all right, thank you guys so much again for all of your encouraging words and for watching my videos and listening to my sort of bookish nonsense, if you will. So, Booktube, remember to be kind to others, be kind to yourself, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.